It's time for another Mailbag episode. Today I'll be answering questions about everything from the best social media niches to the overall state of the OnlyFans economy in 2026. If this is your first time here, my name is Francis, and I'm an OnlyFans consultant, product developer, and former manager that has produced millions of dollars, millions of followers, and billions of views for OnlyFans creators and agencies around the globe. These Mailbag episodes are some of my favorite content to make, namely because I just get to respond directly to what my audience wants to hear. So if you have questions of your own that I don't answer in this video, please ask them in the comments, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it. Question 1. What is the best niche for OnlyFans creators in 2026? So I get this question in just about every live stream that I do, and just by the way that the question is phrased, it tells me that you're thinking in the wrong way. It is insanely rare for there to be a single best way to approach or do anything in life, especially in a domain as complex as business. There's maybe a best way to play tic-tac-toe. Anything more complicated than that, and it comes down mostly to individual preference, skill set, and circumstances. So I think, just in general, eliminate from your brain the idea that there is only one best way to do anything. That said, the best niche for any OnlyFans creator is the one that your creator actually understands and can build a dedicated audience in. If you want to truly crush at organic social in 2026, here's the steps you need to take. First, figure out what your creator genuinely loves to do or talk about. In a perfect world, that's going to be something in a traditionally male-dominated hobby or interest, and that can be anything from welding to World of Warcraft. The more specific, the better. Instead of just welding, MIG welding on cars, or instead of World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade, Classic WoW, PvP, or something like that. That's now her niche. Your second job is to do everything you possibly can to understand the audience for that niche. Research what the most successful content creators in that niche are doing, and even more importantly, what they're not doing. If your creator is in a male-dominated niche, she has a competitive advantage just by nature of being a girl, because most creators in that niche are going to be men, and your male audience are naturally going to be excited just to watch a pretty girl who shares their hobby or interest. Your third job is to figure out how to make unique, creative, and engaging content within that niche. Only create content within that niche, and get really fucking good at making that content. And if you're successful at this, you're going to build a monopoly on that audience, and that is the best possible position to be in as a content creator, especially in OnlyFans. Question number 2. Is now a bad time to get into OFM? This is a really good question. I think that OFM is still a great business, but the barrier to entry is much higher than it has been for the past 5 years. It used to be like picking money up off the ground easy, and that attracted a bunch of low-quality people. You actually have to be good at it now. The free money is all gone. Your success or failure depends much more on the quality and work ethic of your creators than it has in the past. From 2019 to 2024, basically any woman who was conventionally attractive could make 6 or 7 figures with very little effort. You could build a massive social media following just by doing dance trends and lip syncs and other really low effort content. That era is over. And even the models who built their following that way are now seeing massive performance drop off from the exact same content that made them successful. But the short and sweet of it is that people just lost interest in that type of content. Social media platforms recognize that, and the social media landscape is now moving more towards interest-based, personalized content, as opposed to serving everyone the same generic slop. So to answer your original question, if you think you're going to be able to get into OFM and be successful at organic social by creating undifferentiated shit content like TikTok dances, it's a really bad time to get into OFM, and I would recommend that you stay away from it and do literally anything else, because you're just going to spin your wheels and lose money. But if you are willing to learn and adapt to the new social media landscape and put the bare minimum of thought and effort into content creation, you're going to run circles around 90% of agency operators today, and it's still a great time to start. Okay. Question 3. Since you're not doing management anymore, what do you do for money? I love this question because it gives me a chance to shill my products. There are 3 core elements of my business right now, and I'm going to go through them from most to least scalable. Number 1 is the marketing course that I'm working on. I'm sure some of you are saying, please God, not another course seller, but if you followed me for a while, you've seen the amount of work that I put into my free content, and I hope that you believe me when I say that I'm packing even more value into my paid info product. This course is going to have over 20 full-length videos, plus accompanying resources baked into every lesson. The course is going to be the single most valuable comprehensive marketing course in OnlyFans, full stop. My second business is my consulting service, where I work one-on-one with agencies to build full go-to-market brand strategies for high-potential OnlyFans creators. I love this service because it lets me really flex my creative muscles models. I see brand as kind of a puzzle that I happen to be very good at solving, and each model has a unique set of challenges and constraints to work within that make the puzzle interesting. The easiest way to describe my consulting offer is that I do all of the creative heavy lifting on the front end. So I help creators find the perfect niche, and then I construct a completely custom, tailored brand for them that includes visuals and aesthetics and content formats and creative process, everything that you can imagine that is required for them to be as successful as possible without actually physically participating in the production process. This is a very involved product, and as a result, I only do 3 of these calls a month. So if this is something that you might be interested in, please check out the second link in the description. The third service I offer, and my personal favorite, is full-scale media production for OnlyFans agencies and creators. Basically, if you want to create like an OFTV show for a model or just shoot a ton of really high-quality content, I fly my entire production team out to wherever you are in the world, and we do exactly that. Typically, I also bake my consulting service into this, so we create the brand for your creator or creators, and then we travel to you and we bring that brand to life. We just finished a full brand strategy plus a 2-week shoot for a South African creator in January, and it was probably the most fun that myself and the team have ever had while working. Right now, we're working on a mini documentary about that whole experience that'll hopefully be out soon. We love these gigs, we put our heart and soul into them, but because it involves travel and lodging and gear and transportation costs, plus roughly 4 weeks of prep, this is the costliest service that I offer by far, and it probably only makes sense if your creator is either hovering around or above the 6-figure per month mark. Also, I can only do these roughly once per quarter. If this is a service that you're interested in, please reach out to me directly on Telegram. You can just join the Telegram group in the description and DM me from there if you don't have my contact info. Question 4 is, what are your thoughts on AI OnlyFans and AI slop content? I have a lot of thoughts on this. I'll probably talk about it in a live stream soon because there's a million different angles to cover. So I'm just going to stick to the important stuff for now. First, it's becoming pretty obvious that AI intimacy products are very appealing to a large subset of the consumer market. I've been saying for almost 3 years now that AI products are going to be tremendously disruptive to the current OnlyFans business model, and it seems like people are finally coming around to that reality. So, barring something completely insane, AI companions, AI OnlyFans, and AI erotic or adult products in general are very real, and they are here to stay. There's many reasons for this. I'm just going to talk about the 2 big ones. The first is customer experience. Think about how awful OnlyFans actually is for the end user. In order to get what you ostensibly want, to chat with the model, you have to pay a subscription fee. And then the only thing that that fee really gives you is the privilege to spend more money. It's a total gamble that the model even creates the content that you want from her, and assuming she does, you're paying tens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars for it. You wait, literally with your dick in your hand, for minutes at a time to have a lukewarm sexting session with a middle-aged Filipino man pretending to be a 25-year-old Ukrainian girl who is pretending to be a 19-year-old American girl. The whole thing is fucked. AI is able to deliver a substantially better product on every level than the standard OnlyFans experience at a way lower cost. For a flat monthly subscription fee, plus nominal fees to purchase credits for image and video generation, the current wave of AI companion products allow you to access every type of girl, boy, succubus, or alien creature you can possibly imagine, or create your own. Literally, whatever fantasy you have, they will fulfill on demand in seconds at a fraction of the cost. The second big reason is just basic math. In OFM, the model share of the revenue is generally your single largest expense. If you eliminate the model and replace her with AI, you eliminate every cost associated with that model, not just rev share, but production costs, account executives, and whatever personal time or resources you would otherwise have to dedicate to maintain a fruitful business relationship. The only cost of AI content is the pennies on the dollar that you spend to generate it. And yes, there is a ton of bad AI-generated creative, AI slop. But guess what? There's an even larger amount of equally bad or worse human-generated creative that gets put out every single day. And if you get good at AI-generated creative, your only constraint on content creation is your creativity and the prompt engineering capabilities of your team, as opposed to unmotivated or talentless models. I think the agencies that either already have or are currently figuring out how to scale AI models are going to completely choke out the horizontally scaling agencies within 12 to 24 months. AI companion products are going to absolutely swallow the transactional spenders in the fan page ecosystem once they figure out how to compete on marketing. And after that, my prediction is that the only people left standing in OnlyFans and social media in general are going to be the people that invested in deep, trustworthy personal brands and creating content that people genuinely enjoy watching and genuinely get value out of. The fifth and final question is, what is your filming setup like? Well, I guess I'll just show you. So this is our basic talking head setup. We've got teleprompter here. That's right, I don't actually memorize these scripts. Some of them are like 8,000 words long. That would be really fucking tedious. We've got first FX3. This is our A cam with a 16 to 35 millimeter GM2. That's pointing at me. We've got all of our props. This is oolong tea, some sort of puzzle, my favorite brand of nicotine gum, some books from the bookshelf that are related to topics that I'm talking about. We've got a Zoom F3 field recorder. This is what pulls audio from the shotgun mic. This is a Rode NTG5, probably due for an upgrade, but this will get the job done if you're in the market for a shotgun. This is another FX3 with the 70 to 200 millimeter G Master 2. On both of these we have external batteries with a dummy battery setup. Key light is an Amaran 300C with the Lantern 90 aperture Lantern 90 aperture. I'm gonna kill myself. Attachment. Backlight here. Technically this would be called a hair light, except I'm wearing a mask so you can't see my hair. And fill light back here. That's the setup. Hopefully I answered all of your questions. If you want to sign up for early access to my OnlyFans marketing course, hire me as a consultant, or join my free Telegram community, be sure to check the description for links to all of those things. And if you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll either include them in my next mailbag episode, or if you're lucky, I'll make an entire video about them. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.